Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to my series Worth Your Dime, where I take a look at a variety of paid and free games and let you know whether or not they are worth the money and or time. Now I know this is many months late, but I wanted to do a proper review on it. This is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition for the PC. And I really wanted to talk about whether or not it's worth your money in terms of what you're going to be buying this game for, which is likely for the modding experience on the PC platform, or really just modding in general. But I also want to discuss the dynamics between this version and then the regular Skyrim, and really contrast and compare the two, and ultimately decide, is the Special Edition the premier way to play the game modded, or is it? So as you can probably tell already, I have a variety of mods running on the Special Edition version. I've got a variety of retextures, including armors, some weapons, blood, effects, and anything that has to do with sound, extra reverb, extra better sound effects for spells, like the healing spell right there, the ice spell right there, that all sounds different, and a lot of other mods that really just improve the immersion of the game in terms of increasing the difficulty of the combat, making NPCs smarter, making sure they can do more things, making loot more exciting, giving me a bunch of different spells as well as perks to work with, and another mod right here, like if you kill somebody using lightning magic, they start to smolder and crisp, and there's even a little sound effect if you listen closely. It's awesome, and that applies to fire and ice as well. And let's be real here, when you buy Skyrim, it's not necessarily going to be for the main story, it's not going to be for the vanilla graphics, it's going to be for what you can turn the game into, because the game, with 100 or so mods, all churning at once and working and running well, is a sight to behold. It is completely possible to mod Skyrim to the point to where you can get it to look as good, if not better, than most AAA games released nearly 5 years later than the original version. Actually, I'm wrong. It's over 6 years now. Jeez, how time flies. But here's the thing, though, with modding in this game. It is one of the first, if not the first, not counting Fallout 4, to be moddable on the consoles, to bring that modding PC experience to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One platforms. However, there is a caveat, in that the Xbox One and PS4 versions are limited in terms of how much you can mod them. The Xbox One, while it does support custom assets from outside of what you would normally find in the vanilla game, it does have a total hardware limit in terms of megabytes or gigabytes of the amount of mods that you can download at any given time. The PS4, on the other hand, is even more restricted than its Xbox One counterpart, limiting you to nothing but vanilla resources, or anything that can be made using the original engine. So we're talking no custom assets whatsoever due to the way the PlayStation 4 has their security set up, because if they allow custom assets for modding, it will kind of screw over their very archaic security systems, which is not good for the consumer. It's completely anti-consumer the way they have it set up. And that's why I ultimately decided to play and review this on the PC. I have no limitations whatsoever. If I want to, I can pump this game out at 60 frames per second on lower settings, but I mean, I can run it at 60 even with mods at maxed out. But that's not the case on the consoles. You're limited to 30 frames per second, and on the PS4 Pro even, on the newer hardware, you are forced into having an upscaled version of the game, downscaled to 1080p for 1080p users, or have it full native 4K, but still, that's only 30 frames per second on both the original PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro versions for this game. And it's really sad that you're forced into that kind of experience. So would I recommend and say that Skyrim Special Edition is worth your dime on the PlayStation 4? No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's just far too limited for what they are bringing to the table in terms of being able to mod on the console. It's too limited. Go with the Xbox One. I do recommend it for the Xbox One, for Xbox One owners. It's a pretty good investment. There are quite a lot of mods that you can work with. Sure, you're not going to get like the really nice texture or graphical mods, at least until the Xbox Scorpio comes out, because that thing is a powerhouse. It pretty much rivals my computer, and I'm not saying mine's like a super beast computer or anything, but it's definitely faster than the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I'm more than certain they'll have a 60 frames per second option for Skyrim Special Edition on the Xbox Scorpio. They seem to be a little bit more oriented on frame rates than Sony is, and that's a good thing. So is it worth your dime on the Xbox? Yeah, I would say so. But back to PC. Because on PC, it's not so cut and dry. There is still an incredibly active modding community for the original Skyrim. I'm talking OG 2011 Skyrim. Because if you look up the Steam player counts for Skyrim on the Steam platform, you'll find that it has twice, if sometimes not 3 times as many players than Skyrim Special Edition on Steam. And when I first saw this, I was kind of amazed. I was like, whoa, what's the deal here? What's going on? How can there and why can there be so many people playing the original when you have the better version out that has the better mod support, that has the better base graphics and all of that, and the better engine, because it's been upgraded to rival that of the Fallout 4 engine. They just kind of ported it over. And it's because there are so many more mods for the original Skyrim that you're just not going to find those mods on Skyrim Special Edition for a long time. And that's mainly because there's this one particular enhancement to the original version of Skyrim called Skyrim Script Extender. Now what this did was allow custom scripting in mods, for the original Skyrim at least, to be expanded greatly so that you can have much more in-depth scripting available. Now scripts are things that allow you to have multiple changes upon multiple changes of things within the game. So for example, you can script combat so that when you hit somebody's right arm and they're holding a sword, there can be like a quick calculation depending on a variety of factors that you choose to make it so that you disarm that opponent of his weapon when you hit that particular appendage. So, you know, locational damage, and that's just one example. There's a variety of other things as well. You can have various magics that do particular and interesting things that have scripted events in them, and the script extender really allows that kind of thing to be possible, and that is not currently available on the Skyrim Special Edition, even on PC. And they said it's going to be something like a year or more until they're able to make a new one for this new version. So that's why there are still so many people on the original Skyrim. But there's a downside to just going back to the original Skyrim, in that the engine is still 32-bit. It's still limited in the amount of mods that you can cram into it before the engine just gets too heavy and crumbles under its own weight, under the amount of mods that you have, causing the game to crash constantly, repeatedly, until you lessen the load a little bit. But with the updates that Bethesda did to the Skyrim Special Edition, and because now it's 64-bit in nature instead of 32-bit, the limitations for those mods are gone completely. You can add as many mods as you want. This game can take up 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 gigabytes of RAM, and it will have no problems. So this is why I'm a little conflicted in recommending this version of Skyrim over the original 2011 version, because the 2011 version is likely more superior in terms of its modding experience in the short term, whereas the Skyrim Special Edition, once the script extender is released and once all of the other popular mods have been ported over, will definitely be the superior experience in the long run. So, is Skyrim Special Edition on PC worth your dime? Yeah. Yes, it is. And so is the original version of the game, because you can get the Legendary Edition of the original Skyrim for, if you find it on sale, $10. I have seen it sell for $10. You get Skyrim and all the DLC as compared to the Special Edition of this game, the newer one, for $40. So if you want Skyrim on the cheap and you're not too concerned with mod limitations or long-term modability, then yeah, just get the original Skyrim. I recommend that one as well. But I also equally recommend the newer version, Skyrim Special Edition, just due to the fact that it's future-proofed with its upgraded engine and its expanded modability down the road at least. Plus, it's pretty nice to have the ability to mod your game within the game. All you have to do is just return to the front page and then go to the modding section, and then you have this whole list of mods to scroll through, including the most popular of all time, most popular today, your favorited stuff, and then you have a bunch of different categories that are ranging from armor to visual graphical upgrades, and it's all in alphabetical order too, so that's always nice. And it's really the first of its kind alongside Fallout 4 to do this and it's definitely accessible for those who don't want to mess with the Nexus, which is a website that people will mod Skyrim through, the Nexus Mod Manager, which in itself is pretty easy, but if you are feeling even more casual than that, then this exists too, and it's nice and it works. So let me know what you think in the comments down below about the Skyrim Special Edition versus the OG 2011 Skyrim. Do you prefer one over the other? Do you like the visual improvements made to the Special Edition of the game? How about modding? Do you like to mod it? What mods do you use? Let me know. We'll have a discussion about it. If you enjoyed this series and you would like to see more Worth Your Dime and Worth Your Time videos, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'm going to be pumping these out more on a regular basis. Most of them are going to be free games from Steam under the Worth Your Time series. So keep an eye out for those. If I do have any new paid games like this, though, and I still have yet more than a few to review, they will be under Worth Your Dime. That said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time. Uh-oh. Oh crap. Skeever found me. Oh, that's right. Frostborn, huh? Oh, jeez. Come on, heal, 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 heal. I can barely out-heal it. Potions, need potions. Okay, got that. Scroll. Scroll of Blizzard. Oh my god, I'm gonna get staggered by spells. There's no way. Yeah! That's right, die. Everyone die. Oh wow, I got her down to just a shred of health. She must have had a lot of health. They're all dead. Oh, thank God I had that scroll.